What's up, everybody here, and welcome to the TGI football predictions happening for tomorrow and the weekend on this video. So my first predictions between the first matchup at 12:30 kickoff between Brentford and Manchester United. These two teams played their last matchup in the league as Brentford lost against Fulham and Manchester United, of course, won 2-1 to Chelsea from last week. As Ruben Amorim's side's getting some good results under the bag after losing to Man City a few weeks back, I think Man United will probably somehow get the result in the bag on 12:30 kickoff for tomorrow. So my prediction in that matchup, I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for Man United at 12:30. Now my other predictions of the Premier League as Chelsea versus Brighton. The predictions in this matchup, I'm going to go for a 3-1 win for Chelsea. I think Chelsea, the home team, definitely need to rebalance themselves again after losing 2-1 to Manchester United a few weeks back. And they do obviously play Brighton on the Stamford Bridge. And they will probably, in my prediction, win the game 3-1. Now my next prediction between Palace and Liverpool. Interesting game at Selhurst Park. Good start to the season for FA Cup winners Liverpool, and a good start Now my official prediction between Crystal Palace and Liverpool at Selhurst Park as the FA Cup winners Palace as they take on against Liverpool. And Crystal Palace, since they won the FA Cup and also a new season, Palace have picked up some good form. Beat West Ham 2-1 from last week away from home. They're currently in that top 5 of the Premiership, and they are currently in the top half. As for Liverpool, they are obviously currently at the top of the league, and no one can stop them. And obviously Liverpool are only now 5 points clear from Arsenal and also 5 points clear from Man City. In my prediction in that matchup down at South London, I'm going to go for a 3-1 win to Liverpool. I think Liverpool will be the stronger team, and I think Arne Slot's side will get the result away from home to Palace. Now we move on to Leeds and also Bournemouth. A big game at Ellen Road, and great win for Leeds last week to beat Wolves 3-1 away from home at Molineux Stadium. But they do play Bournemouth. A very, very interesting game on the weekend between the two sides, between Leeds and Bournemouth. And my official prediction in this matchup at Ellen Road will be very, very tight, I think, because Bournemouth, however, have had a very, very good season so far in the Premier League. Look what they are doing so far under Andoni Areola, in the top 4 within the first 5 games of the Premiership season. But I do take on Leeds. I've got some little bit of, let's say, more fans obviously will be there really jumping along at Ellen Road at their home ground against Bournemouth, who travelled to Leeds. So in that prediction on the weekend, it'll be a very, very tight game, I think, between Leeds and also Bournemouth. But I'm going to go for Leeds 3, Bournemouth 2 as my prediction. It will be a 5-goal thriller game, but Leeds win it in the last minutes of the game to win them another consecutive victory under Leeds, beating Bournemouth at Ellen Road. Now my prediction between City and Burnley and Man City. My honest predictions in that game, I'm going to go for an easy win for Man City, and I'm going to go for a 6-0 win. I think City will be the better team in that game, and City will be the dominant force in that game. So I'm going to go for a 6-0 victory for Man City. Now we move on to the 5:30 kickoff between Forest and Sunderland at the City Ground. It is a very, very important game, this is, for Forest and also Sunderland. There's a lot to play for between the two sides, who obviously Forest, however, not looking great after, sacking Nuno. They've got Ange Postecoglou in, got a point over Burnley last week, and obviously lost to Arsenal the week before. Big point during the week against Rio Betis in the Europa League, their first European game within 30 years as a football club. But Sunderland, however, are newly promoted to the Premiership from last season to win through the playoffs, and a very good start to the season for Sunderland also. But my honest prediction between Forest and Sunderland at the City Ground on the weekend, I'm actually fancying Sunderland to get a big point over Forest in the game at 5:30 kickoff. I'm going to go for Forest 2, Sunderland 2 as my prediction on Saturday. Now we move on to 8 o'clock kickoff between Tottenham Hotspur and also Wolves. And it's a very interesting game, this is, for Spurs, because they've got a team they're playing against as a team have not won a single game yet. Even Leeds beat them in the last matchup from last week. But my honest prediction in that matchup on the weekend between Spurs and also Wolves, I think Tottenham will get the win and Spurs will win 3-0 over Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now we move on to Aston Villa and also Fulham at Villa Park. Very big game this is for Villa, as they're the home team and they take on Fulham, as Villa will be the real big hopeful best team, hopefully, to walk out of Villa Park as the winners, because Villa, however, have not won a game yet this season. A big point away from home to Sunderland in their last matchup under Unai Emery, but in this matchup over Fulham, they have to win this matchup because there's a lot of pressure will be on under Unai Emery if they lose to Fulham. So in my honest predictions on that game on Sunday, Villa will secure their first win of the Premier League season and they're going to win 3-1 over Fulham. Now we move on to the next game, and it will be my team Arsenal, as we'll be taken on against Newcastle United. Very big game at St James's Park Stadium for us. It will be a tight game though. It won't be an easy game because Newcastle are a real tough team to beat at St James's Park Stadium. Even our last few meetings at that ground, we lost 1-0 to them the last few seasons. And I know we're in the title race this season. There's a lot to play for us from now until the end of the season. But Newcastle got the momentum going into Sunday. As for us, we've got a chance to try and win away from home. We could possibly do that though, regardless of maybe losing to the two teams so far this season. Obviously losing to Liverpool and also dropping points, to Man City. Not losing to Man City, but dropping points to Man City from last week. Almost lost that game, by the way, but Martinelli secured that last-minute goal for Arsenal. But in my prediction on the weekend, I'm going to go for a big point for Newcastle. I think we'll be disappointingly not get anything out of that game. So I'm going to go for Newcastle 1, Arsenal 1 as my official prediction on Matchday 6. Now we move on to Monday Night Football on Monday between Everton and also West Ham United at the new stadium in Everton's ground, as Everton have been so good so far this season, having obviously Jack Grealish in the team, really been that great player, creating assists in the Everton team. The two take on West Ham, obviously not looking great so far this season. Lots of fans do not like the ownership, do not like the board, do not like anything about West Ham United so far. And they're very negative about their team, of course, rightly so. And this game on Monday will be a very important game for West Ham in the matchup to try and get the win away from home. But as Everton's the better team so far this season compared to West Ham United, I think with David Moyes playing against his former club, he used to manage West Ham United, I'm going to go for Everton to win the game 2-0 over West Ham as my official predictions on Matchday 6. That's all we have time for here right now on Matchday 6's predictions. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you for the next predictions on the next one. Peace out.